friends, I'm Jody. Welcome back to This Beaded Life. Look what I got today. Oh, I'm so excited. So this is Shoreline Stroll for July 2025 from Sam's Bead Box. And I already cut it open and took out the paper and stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull this out, give you guys a quick little sneaky sneak. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at, there's even like, I think this is like some sea glass, some shells. Oh, look at this, you guys. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and read about it, and then I'm going to pause this for a moment. I'll get myself situated, and then we'll come back and go through everything. So, Shoreline Stroll. I love searching a shoreline for treasure. I walk slowly, scanning the sand for anything that catches the sunlight. Sea glass is a favorite of mine to hunt for. What was once trash has been transformed by the sea, smooth and frosted from years of tumbling. On a recent beach walk, I came back to the car with a pocket full of small finds. Bits of driftwood, colorful stones, a few tiny pieces of sea glass, and lots of shiny shells, likely cracked open by seagulls. I'm drawn to the wonderful iridescence of a shell's, I'm not sure what that word is, nacre? Almost too pretty to feel natural. I think of this box as like a beach treasure hunt. Inside you'll find classic sea glass tones, matte blues, greens, and yellows. We source the frosted freeform pendants, rice barrels, and tubes from a manufacturer who transforms recycled glass into imitation sea glass. Along with 3 shell selections, we chose check shapes to fill out our beach scene, turtles, leaves for seaweed, and several 2-hole beads for flowing multi-strand beachwear. Smooth fancy jasper coins and sakura agate tubes feel like polished beach stones. We can't wait to see what you design with all these found treasures. So the reveal date is July 16th, and the bead box day is Friday, July 18th. And they'll have the live sales coming up. There's an official unboxing on YouTube. Go to the gem chat when it's time to start sharing on July 16th. Use the hashtag Sam's Bead Box July 2025. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Okay, you guys ready for this? The first thing we have is check glass starburst flower. This is in teal and gold. They're 12.5 millimeters, and you get an 8-piece strand. I'll grab my little dish here. Isn't that pretty? Those are cute flowers. It's right there. Next we have check glass English cut matte teal, 3.5 millimeters, and you get a 50-piece strand. So here they are. That nice matte, feels like beach glass. Very, very pretty. Perfect little spacers. They always have the most perfect little spacers. Next we have check glass 2-hole flat back coin matte teal. These are 18 millimeters. They're 5 millimeters thick, and you get 5 of them. I am already thinking of some interesting things that I could make. Next we have Amazonite smooth round, 6 to 6.5 millimeters, and you get a 7.5-inch strand. Look how pretty that is. We've got so many beautiful green, like greenish blues all through here. So beautiful. Look at this, you guys. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. I feel like my lights are doing justice here. Next we have check glass Brio drops. These are a sea glass mix, and they come in sapphire, peridot, and amber. They're 5 by 7 millimeters, and you get about 40 pieces. I'm loving all this matte texture too. Absolutely loving it all. Still don't feel like my lighting is right. Is my lighting okay? It's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm new here. Sorry guys. There we go. I think I got it. All right. Next we have check glass oval matte rippling waters mix, 9 by 12 millimeters, and you get a 12-piece strand. These are so pretty. So you're getting like a little mix of the white and blue like striping here. Very, very pretty. And it does look like rippling water. It really, really does. Okay, next thing we have is check glass Drux matte sapphire amber mix. These are 6 millimeters and you get a 30-piece strand. Okay, this is really pretty because the blue isn't like a consistent blue all the way around either on some of these. Like look at this one's really light here and then a little more translucent. So this really looks super natural. Like you would find those pieces, little chunks and pieces on the beach. Next we have Sakura Agate Smooth Tubes. These are 8 by 12 millimeters and you get a 6.5-inch strand. These are divine. I'm telling you guys, these are divine. Look at how beautiful those are. This is so pretty. They feel so nice. They're like perfect little cylinders. They're perfect. Okay, next we have, oops, getting tangled up here. We have a long bicone in peridot cultured sea glass. This is 8 by 16.5 and you get a 11-piece strand. Very, very pretty. This green is amazing. Next we have some check glass mint leaves, matte olive and gold, 8 by 10 millimeters, and you get a 15-piece strand. So these are nice because they're a little bit translucent and they just kind of catch the light. You know, the gold detail on these are like perfect. There's not a thing wrong with these beads at all. Like not a little mistake anywhere. These are perfect beads. Okay, next we have, so we have check glass spacers. These are rondelles and they are matte, Peridot Ivory Silk Mix. They're 2 by 4 and you get a 40-piece strand. So if you can see on, when I hold it like this, there's some ivory and green, that peridot color. Very, very pretty. That's very different. I like that. Next we have some check glass 2-hole squares. These are in matte peridot and amber. And they're 6 millimeters and you get a 24-piece strand. Bringing in some 2-hole beads. It's gonna be some fun stuff, guys. Next we have check glass table cut squares. These are brown topaz Picasso and they're carved. So they have the Picasso in the carvings. They are a little bit translucent. Very, very pretty. I love that. It's almost like a root beer brown. Very, very pretty. And then last for our strands, we have fancy jasper coins. These are 12 to 12.5 millimeters. And looks like they are 3.2 millimeters thick. And you get a 15-piece strand. Look at all the different beads on here. Let's just hold this like this. Look at this. Look at this one. I just want that bead right there, and I just want to hide it somewhere and keep it forever. Wow. Very, very pretty. Okay, so that's it for our strands. We're going to just set those aside. Let's look at some of the other little goodies that they sent us. So next on our list is check glass turtle, Pacific blue, gold and gold. And these are 12.5 by 18 millimeters. And you, oh my gosh, they're so cute. And you get a 2-piece set. These are so stinking cute. Oh my gosh. I have to say, by far, these are my favorite check glass turtles I have ever seen. Let me put them on a little piece of string here. These are so cute. Oh my goodness. Those are adorable. Oh my gosh, those are so cute. We'll put them right here. They're swimming away with each other. All right, what do we have next? Next we have Marquise Oval White Shell. And these are 7 by 20 millimeters, and you get a 10-piece strand. And there's some natural tan inclusions on these. I don't really see a lot of tan inclusions. Oh, there's a little bit of one right there. But these are like just beautiful. Look at these. I love that shape too. Those are gorgeous. I'll put that right here. Next we have Sea Star Charm White Shell with Gold. Oh, these are adorable. Oh my gosh. These are so cute. Look at these. So they're plain on one side, and then on the other they have little starfish. Oh my goodness. Would you look at those, you guys? Those are so stinking cute. Oh my gosh. I love those. And they're drilled right here at the top, so you can just put a little jump ring on if you want, and they're good to go. Those would make darling earrings too, wouldn't they? Okay, the next thing we have, Strawberry Conch Shell Slice Pendant. And it says size may vary, and you get a 2-piece set. Oh, these are so cool. Okay, so the drill hole is right here. These are so cool. I have never gotten anything like this in a subscription box before. These are amazing. Oh my gosh. Like, I can't stop looking at them. They're so cool. Okay, all right, we've got to set those down because we got other stuff to look at yet. Those are beautiful though. Sam, way to go, dude. These are so good. I love those. Okay, so next we have Freeform Pendant. We have it in green and lemon cultured sea glass. They're 20 by 32 millimeters. Oh, I love these. I always like these. I've seen them on like other places while, you know, if I was shopping for like sea glass or whatever. But look at how pretty those are. And they're drilled right through the top here. Those are gorgeous. Those right there. Okay, next we have tube barrel. Oh, long rice barrel aqua cultured sea glass. These are 8 by 30 millimeters, and you get a 5-piece set. I'm loving these elongated shapes that we're getting here. Like we have these, and we have these bicones, and we have these. I mean, look at these. Just these together, those shapes together like that, you guys. That would make an amazing necklace right there. You know, maybe do some more like sea glass. You know, you could even bring in some gemstone. Look at all that. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so amazing. This is so pretty. Just put those right there. Got a couple things left. So next we have tube barrel aqua and honey amber cultured sea glass. They're 6 by 9, and you get 12 pieces. Oh, I like these. These are cute. So they're drilled through here. They're really nice little smooth rounded end barrels. Look at how cute they are. Let me see if that amber shows up a little bit better on the white. That's really pretty. Really, really pretty. That one's going to roll away. We got a couple things left, guys. So I have a Shoreline Stroll seed bead mix, 80 Toho rounds, and you get a 6-gram tube. Let's see if I can open it up. So I really want to look at the colors. Put them in here. Oh, wow. Yep. Look at those. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, now we're on to our antique brass components. These are made in Greece and they are lead-free. So first we have a scallop shell coin pendant. These are 23 millimeters and you get a two-piece set. These are so cool. So the back side looks like this and the front side is raised. Like this would even look good if you like put this on, you know, like hooked it together. That is absolutely gorgeous. I'm loving the beach stuff, guys. I'm loving it. And then next we have a Nautilus link. These are 16 by 27 millimeters and you get a two-piece set. Oh, these are so cute. These are like the perfect little links. I like it. Okay guys, this is gonna be a really fun box. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it all aside for now. I'm gonna get ready for the shutdown of the evening and we will design something and I will see you guys probably tomorrow morning. I don't have to work tomorrow, so I'm gonna get cleaned up and do some relaxing with the pets. All right guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, good morning, beautiful friends. So we have our Sam's bead box here in front of us. We are going to make a bracelet and we are using the stuff that looks like the beach glass. Like this is the recycled beach glass. We have some little frosted seed beads here. We have some of the check glass rondelles here. I also have a button from my stash that I bought at Sam's. This was the check glass geometric starshine button in bronze, but I thought it looked really nice with everything, so we're going to use that. We're going to hang one of these little guys on as a charm, and yeah, we're going to do this. So what we're going to be using is the Wildfire Ultra from Bead. So this has a 9-pound strength, and we're going to use that along with a needle, which I forgot to grab my needles. Let me grab those. I got my needles. So let's grab one. I'm going to use a size, I think it's size 11, I think. Don't quote me on that. But we're going to use this Wildfire Ultra, and I know you can't see it very well, but you can see the motion of my hand, and I'll point out where everything is going. So we're just going to, like Danielle showed us, squish the end so we can get it through our needle better. And you're going to watch me struggle for 10 minutes while I'm doing this. Oops. That end is not a good end. Hold on one sec. Cut that off. Okay, well these scissors aren't doing very well. Okay. I have my other ones right here. Let me use these. I don't know why I grabbed those. These are a very old, dull set of scissors. All right. And then we're just going to string this on. Did I get it? Nope. Oh my goodness gracious. Hold on one moment. I decided against the Ultra and we're going to use the Wildfire. And this one is good too, and it's black, so I think I'll be able to see it a little bit better. And I will be able to see it a little bit better. So let's go ahead and squish the end here. And we can feed that right on. And we're gonna do about a wingspan. Oh, this is actually a really thin needle. I might have grabbed the wrong one. I just bent it. Well, we're gonna use it. All right, so you're gonna wanna do like a wingspan. because we're gonna need some threadage, okay? So I heard a rumor that a wingspan is about 65 inches. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're gonna actually need a needle on the other end too. So this is like a double needle type project here. Let me move some of this stuff out of my way. And this one's probably this one's a stronger needle. I don't know why I grabbed that little wimpy one. Either way, I grabbed it. It's here. We're using it. Especially now that I got it strung. So this is going to be pretty easy. Like if you've never done anything with like thread and needle, this is like a really good place to start. Just to kind of get the feel of what you can do, your different possibilities. And I like to do this. I can do this with a regular clasp or a button clasp, either way. I'm just going to pull you guys out just a little bit. There you go. You get to see more of my mess, but that's okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this button on first. So let's just put our button right on. And we're going to try to make sure that somewhere in the middle there, like so. I got both sides. And we're going to go ahead and string on, we're going to put on some of these really pretty little beachy seed beads. So I'm just, doing kind of like a little bit of a pattern here. You can choose all one color. You can, do whatever you like. So I have, let's see how many I have over here because I kind of didn't count. Now these aren't going to go directly underneath. So what I might do is I might bring on some little tiny like 15 O's real quick. I didn't think about measuring that, but I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 of them on this side. And I thought I had some little 15 O's right over here, or 11 O's at least. You know what? You guys, I'm feeling a little bit unorganized this morning. I don't know about you all, but I'm feeling a little unorganized. Hold on one second while I grab those. Since I had to grab these 11 O's and we put those on here, we are going to actually use those throughout too, just because like I think we could use some 11 O spacing. So we have the one side strung on there. And now we're going to mimic the other side, except for we're going to go through this orange one together. So I'm going to do, if I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we're only going to do 7. So we're going to do the 3 yellow, pick up a cat hair, goodness, a blue, and then 3 more yellow. And then we're going to drop those down and we're going to bring this needle through the orange bead that's already strung on the other strand, just to join our loop together. So now that we have that, this is what it looks like. Just like that. And it'll tighten up once we go through a second time when we're done with our bracelet. So this is what we have going on. And we are going to do one of these little guys, and this is going to be strung on both strands. So that rondelle is going to go, both strands are going to go through that little rondelle. Oh, let me not get myself knotted up here. And pop that through there, just like so. Cute, cute, cute. Okay. Then we're going to do one of our blue swirly check glass beads. And that is also going to have both strands going through it. So our 2 strands are meeting as one, and they're going to divide up again. Okay, so just like that. Easy, easy. Now, in order for us to get here to this point, because we want to put this one on, I'm going to use some of these 11 O's that I brought out. We're going to use 3 on each side because I think 3 will be a good measurement. My tools keep getting in the way. Sorry, guys. 3 will be a good measurement to put us in a good spot going from a single hole to a double hole. So set that one aside. And then we have 3 over here. And drop those down. And now be careful, because if you're using a button, so think about how your button is laying. So I know this can flip-flop everywhere, but what I'm trying to show you is like these are domed. So this is the flat side, this is the domed side. And if you want them all facing up, string it the same way each time. So we're gonna put this little guy on here, or this big guy on here. And then we're gonna come down here through the bottom, what I'm calling the bottom, and come through the other side. So that way our domed is on top. So just like that. Okay. All right, so next we're gonna do our cute little pattern here. So we're going to do, oop, get that out of there. We're gonna use one of these, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this 11-0. We're gonna grab an orange bead, our blue bead, our orange seed bead, and our 11-0. And just drop that down, just like that. And we're just gonna work on one side at a time right now. So this other one, we're just gonna kind of let loose over here. So then we're gonna bring in our 2-hole bead, and we're gonna make sure it's facing the right direction. The dome side is up, and that's the side I'm going through that will allow it to be upright. I'm gonna put that on. And then here we're gonna do our 11-0. We're gonna do 2 seed beads, so let's do the blue. We're gonna do 2 of these rondelles, 2 more blue beads, and our 11-0. And this just happens to be the same size, or close to it anyway. Yeah, close to it. But we're gonna be going back and forth, so I'll show you what I mean in a second. All right, so we have that. Let's put our last 2-hole one on, making sure we're going through the right side of it. And we'll just let that sit like that for a minute. Now let's go over to the other side. Now on this side, we're gonna do the seed beads and the rondelle. So we're gonna pick up our seed bead, our 11-0. Let's do the orange, because that's what we did on that one. So we're gonna do 2 orange, 2 rondelles, 2 more orange, and a 11-0. Drop those down. Go through the other side of our 2-hole bead right here. Just like that. And just pull it all the way through. And this is what we're coming up with. So now here we're going to do the opposite of this. So we're going to do this little guy, but we're going to use the blue. So we need our 11-0, 1 blue bead, our blue swirly check glass oval bead, which is gorgeous. I love these. Another blue seed bead, and our 11-0. So now we have both sides, and then we just need to go through here. It's not hard, I'm just making it look hard. There we go. So this is really, honestly, like if you've never used needle and thread, these kind of things like this is your best way to start. Now see how it does this kind of like little, we like that. That's gonna look cool. And it's gonna tighten up. So it's gonna be a little wavy, but not super wavy. So kind of like our beach, right? So now we are really actually close to being done, but let's go ahead and do the same thing we have over here. So we have our seed bead. This is the part that's going to be on top of my wrist. So that's like the most important part. So we're going to do our 3 seed beads and bring those down. So then get ready to join up with our blue bead. 1, 2, 3. Bring that down. Put our blue bead on. And then we're going to put our other strand through that blue bead as well, like we did before. So just like that. There, it's just a little wavy and I like that. Okay, so then let's measure, because what we're going to do is we're going to need to make sure that we have enough. So this is going to be right about here. So this is 5.5 inches. So honestly, I kind of feel like we probably could do one more. Well, it'd be like right about here. That'd be 6. And then we can go right into our loop. You know what? Yep, we're gonna do that. So we're gonna add one more. Actually, you know what? No, we're not. We're gonna leave it like this. And this is why. So what I'm thinking is, because this is gonna be the part that's gonna go underneath, we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna do one of these. Oh, we haven't done the yellow yet. One of these. One of these. What we're doing is we're just going to add a little length to it without using up all of our large beads, right? So here we go. It's still kind of keeping like on brand here with what we're trying to accomplish. And then we can bring them together again to one bead. Yeah, I think I like this better because this is actually getting into the point where you're going to have your seed bead closure for your button. And it just kind of makes sense to do it this way. Plus it saves us 2 more of those beautiful 2-hole beads that we can use in another design. So there's that. Now let's see where we're at. See how much we've added. So I'm going about halfway through the button because that's where our actual end is. So we have probably right where we want to be. So what we're going to do now is get ready to end this, because we're going to want this to come to, we're going to start making our loop like right about here. So we're going to put a couple of little beads here to keep them joined together and then start making our loop. And we're going to have to kind of test out the size of our loop as we go. I'm not sure how many seed beads it's going to take to go around that big old button. So let's just bring everything together. I think we can do 2 through here. So let's make this one really tiny, a little 11-0. Kind of tighten up that space. Just like that. Tighten up that space just a little bit. And then, whoop, come on. And then we can go and grab, let's do the orange. I really like this orange. Let's do a seed bead. And I think it's very touchy sometimes when you're doing this, because it's like if you make it too big. Okay, yeah, we definitely want to start making our loop now, because our loop is probably going to be kind of big. But we'll test it out. All right, so for our loop, we're going to use our seed beads here that we have. And we're just going to make like a really pretty, like, we'll start with the orange since we have the orange right there. So we'll do our like 3 orange, a yellow, 3 blue, an orange, 3 yellow. Okay. All right, so that's going to come around. We still need to make it a little bit bigger. And then let's do a single blue. Let's go back to 3 orange. And then a single yellow. Go back to 3 blue. Okay, let's drop that down. I keep getting caught on my pliers there. And that's not going to be big enough. There's no way that button will go through there. So then let's keep going. We need, just like we did over here, down here, we need a single orange, and then 3 yellow, and then a single blue, and then 3 orange. Let's see what that does. Now this is where it could get a little tricky. So this is gonna go through here, right? So I'm just gonna kind of hold that together. I'm just gonna bring our button around and we're just gonna see if that'll slide over top. Now mind you, it's gonna have to go over the shank and everything, okay? And so far it looks like I might need to add just a few more beads. So let's just do a few more. After our, grabbing the wrong one, after our orange, we did a yellow and then 3 blue. So let's do a yellow and 3 blue. And now to really give this a good test, we're gonna put this through here. We can undo it if it's not enough, but I feel like it could be okay. And we're gonna put this through, just come up through our blue silk bead here. So we're going through that 8-0, that 11-0, and our blue silk check glass oval. And just hang on to your little oval there. And keep ignoring this one thread for now. We're only working on one thread at a time here. All right, so now it's kind of loosey-goosey, but we're gonna give it a test. And we're just gonna place our button in there, hold that strand down tight, and yep, it fits over, but you know what? I think it's too much. So this is what we do. We pull our needle off, we take this, and we're gonna pull this out very slowly, and it's gonna be fine because we can put our needle right back on. And I feel like it's way too big, so maybe I only needed to add 1 more seed bead. So we're gonna take those 3 blue off. This is a trial run, you guys. This is when you're designing something and you're just playing with beads, this is what it takes sometimes. This has not been tested. Every button is different, so it's not like you can even keep a log of like how many 8-0s do you need to make a loop for this size button or whatever. All right, so we're strung back on. Go back through that orange one, through that 11-0, and through our blue silk, come right out the other side of our blue silky wavy bead here. All right, and we're pulling that tight. And now let's test it one more time. I'm pulling that strand tight. And it looks like it's not gonna be a problem. Yeah, that looks good. I actually kind of feel like maybe I could do a little bit shorter, but instead of removing seed beads, let me show you what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna pull that back out. This is how you can also, without losing length, tighten up your loop if you're doing a beaded loop. I'll show you. Let's put this on one more time because I think 3rd time's a charm, guys. And there we go. And look at it, I didn't even have to struggle. So what we're gonna do just to kind of tighten that up is we're gonna actually go through 3 of these seed beads. I'll tighten up just a tad. And now back through the 11-0, just like this. All right, so now, okay, that's much, much better. It's not so loosey-goosey. All right, so now this is where we go back through our bracelet. So let's line our bracelet back up nice and neat. We're still gonna ignore this one strand over here. I'm just gonna take them off to the side. I'm gonna stab it into my mat so I don't grab it. All right, and now we're gonna make sure all of our beads and everything is facing up the way we want it to be. And we're just gonna travel down through, just tightening up our bracelet. So I'll show you what I mean here, and then I'll do some on my own so you don't have to watch the whole thing. If I get to a part where I feel it's important, I'll show you. But we're gonna go through these 3 seed beads and through our blue bead, the next 3 seed beads, but make sure you're hitting all the seed beads that you're going through. And just pull that through. Okay? And now we're going through our 2-hole bead, and we can put it through, go through as many as you think you can that you're comfortable with. You can go through 1 at a time. You can break it up to like 2 at a time. I just like to try to get through as many on one swoop as I can. And you can pull both strands just to tighten it down. If you just take them both and just tug, it'll tighten it right down. All right, now we can go through the rest. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause it. I'm gonna come up through here. When we get to the little loop that's holding our button, I'll show you what we do there. And then we'll come back and do some more. When I said I was gonna come back when we got to the loop, we're coming out of that orange seed bead right there. Let's still using the same strand. We're just gonna follow our little seed bead trail. And it's easier if you pick it up at this point. It's not gonna get all loose on you. You're tightening it up, and you're just gonna go through a few beads at a time. So I went through about 4 there. And then and just sneak right in there, go through that, maybe through the 8-0 and a couple of those 11-0s. We're gonna go through the other 11-0 that's sitting underneath our loop or our shank. We're gonna pull this tight, and now we're gonna come back through these other 8-0s. Whoops, I missed one. Don't want to miss one. It looks funky if you do. And pull that tight. And then down through these other ones, these last 2, and then the 3rd one there, and out through that rondelle. And pull it snug. Uh-oh, look, I missed a seed bead, so we don't want to do that. We gotta pull this off. You don't want to try to, now that we have so many threads going through, you don't want to try to put your needle back through. You're going to want to pull your needle off and pull that one strand out. If you try to go back through too many threads, you could split a thread, and then it just kind of makes it not come out right. You're going to end up with a knot, and then you got to undo like most of your bracelet, and then you're mad, and it ruins your entire day. And yeah, okay. So now that I give you all the reasons to not do it, I showed you the way to do it. Okay, so then go back through, and we're gonna come out through that rondelle. So this time I didn't miss any beads. This time I got them all. And we're just gonna come back through this bead right here, and we're just gonna let it sit here, okay? Now, we're gonna stab that one into here, and then we're gonna come back with this one. Now we're gonna go through all these beads again, because we really want this to be strong. So we're coming out that bottom orange one, and at this point it's good and sturdy, so you can actually pick up your work and make it easier on yourself, and just go through a few of these at a time, however many you feel comfortable with. Again, just make sure you're not missing any beads. You don't want that black thread like just poking out, hanging out there. There we go. And then down through. And down through. And all the way back down through. And now we're going to go through the opposite side. So we're coming out through that blue bead here. Oh goodness. Got caught. And just pull it. There we go. All right, so this is the side we went through previously. So now we want to go through this other side to make this other side strong too. So we're coming out that blue bead, and we're going to come up through this 11-0 and that 8-0 and that 11-0. And back through this blue bead, and we're going to go through these 3 11-0s here. And through our 2-hole bead. All right. So, and you can tug on it and make it nice and tight. Now we want to go through that 11-0, all of our seed beads, our 2 rondelles, and we'll just come out right here. Give it a quick look, make sure you made it through all of them. There we go. Through our 2-hole bead. So this process doesn't take long. It's just, you know, it's a process. You kind of, you know, I know a lot of people, like, I'm a stringer too. So as a stringer, you're like, once I put the clasp on, I'm done. Well, this one, you just have to do a little bit more. And it's okay though, because you're making something different. And not everything is a one and done, right? It's kind of like a process. And this is one of those things that when I'm doing it, it feels very gratifying to go back through the beads, go back through my pattern, look at my pattern again. And it feels kind of nice to do it. I don't know, maybe it's just me. All right, so now we're gonna come up and we're gonna come up through this orange bead right here, okay? And now this is where it gets really tight, you guys, because now we're going through all these seed beads again. So let's go through all these seed beads again. Underneath that button, we gotta get underneath that button. This is where you might wanna take just a couple at a time just to make sure you don't miss anything. I'm coming through that shank there. Got to grab these other 2 11-0s that I didn't do yet. So get in there. Now we're going through the 2 11-0s. And then back down through this other side of seed beads. And I'm just going to come out the bottom of that seed bead right there. Make sure I have everything. And then back through. And we're gonna come out right by this blue bead. Now we can go ahead and we're gonna do like a little knot and we're gonna burn off our extras. So there we go, there's our bracelet, and that is super cute. We can take off our needles, put our needles back in our little thing that we keep them in so we don't lose them. And then we're going to do like a little surgeon's knot here. Oh, you know what? Let's flip it over and do it on the underside, just in case any little part shows. Just flip this over. And we're going to take both of these, do our little surgeon's knot, and we're going to pull that really tight, okay? That's not going anywhere. And as a matter of fact, when you pull it tight, that little knot kind of like disappears. You can't even see it. All right, so we're gonna do that one more time just to make sure it's nice and secure. Nice and tight. Now we're gonna snip off our threads. I know you can still see the thread, it's okay. We're gonna get our burner out. Dispose of what you don't need, especially if you have pets. You don't want your pet trying to eat that. Let's get our burner out. So I have this Beadsmith thread zap. These are so great. So they only take a second to heat up, and once they do, you can just come in here, you press your button, come in here, and you just melt that wire. Okay. And then you can just see that there is nothing there at all that's going to scratch anybody or anything. These are wonderful. I don't know how I did so long without it. So now here's our bracelet. And remember I said I wanted to hang a charm. So now we just got to figure out where we're going to put our charm. And I'm thinking probably like right here. So let's grab one of these out. Oh, these are so cute. Actually, we want to do it on this side because we don't want it to interfere with our loop. So let's put it right there. I'm going to get a bigger jump ring. So probably this is about a 5mm jump ring. Open that up. And then once we have this done, oh, that's not pliers. Once we have that done, we will try it on and you guys can see how it looks. Oh my gosh, I'm not even grabbing like the right stuff here. I had my nylon gel pliers, my round nose pliers. Let's put our jump ring on. And let's just kind of position that here. Might need a bigger jump ring. Yeah, I think we need a little bit bigger. So let's go with a little bit bigger one. Grab that real quick, guys. Now it's a big one, but it's okay because it's going to fit over these beads. So don't be alarmed when you see how big this is. This is probably like a 9. Oh, it actually looks cute with that big jump ring. I think that looks cute. All right, guys, let's try it on. See if I can get this on myself. You know I struggle. See, look at how wavy it is. Isn't that cool? All right. Put our loop over our button. And there we go. So here's the bottom part. And then when we roll it over, it even looks wavy on my wrist. So we got like a little beach wave going on here. It looks fun. It looks very cute. Very beachy. All right, guys, I hope you liked this one. I think this was a lot of fun. This was such a beautiful box. I'm totally into the whole beach look. Love the blues, love the greens, love the orange and the gold, and everything else is just beautiful. So if you like this one, let me know. And if you have not subscribed to Sam's Bead Box yet, you guys, it's totally worth it. It's totally worth it. I have a coupon code below in the description along with my link. And if you put my craft coupon code in, you're going to save $5 on that first subscription. So give it a try. It's absolutely worth it. All right, guys, I'm sending you all my love, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye, everyone.